Alt season 2025, it has been the buzzword. It has also been the swear word of 2025. People are sick of alt season 2025. People think it's not going to happen. Guys, my metric hasn't changed, and I've been showing you for years now what I need to happen for me to get a confirmation of alt season. It's not just one chart, it's not just two charts, it's a collective picture of around 8 charts that all need to do something to show us exactly where we are in the risk curve, whether people are risk on, whether people are risk off, whether people are prepared to sell Bitcoin, whether people are prepared to sell dollars, whether they're prepared to go from low risk to on risk to get bigger gains in a shorter period of time and enable to capitalize on this coming bull run. So, what are the metrics? We're going to go through step by step what needs to happen next. And, guys, in the next video, I'm going to show you my altcoin picks. So first things first, guys, by the end of this video, I promise you, you will have an understanding of when to expect alt season, when to expect the on-risk rally, and when this real volume starts coming into the crypto market, when the new money starts coming into the crypto market, and when people have confidence to come out of Bitcoin, out of dollars, going into on-risk, high-risk speculative assets that are going to give them more gains in a shorter period of time. That is the aim of the game. And one thing that was asked yesterday was, do I think that there's going to be a super cycle? So anybody that doesn't watch Real Infinite Crypto, guys, go and watch Brad's channel. He's got about 330,000 subscribers, much bigger than me, but I'm live there every Tuesday. So we were talking about this question yesterday in Brad's channel on Brad's Live, and it was going to be whether there's going to be a super cycle going forward this year, whether this cycle will lead into January, February 2026. And what do I think? Guys, I haven't got a crystal ball. I don't understand what's going to happen. As far as what's concerned within the business cycle, within the crypto cycle, until the cycle's broken, I'm sticking with the cycle. So I don't think it's going to run into January. I don't think it's going to run into February. Does it mean it won't? It doesn't. Anything's possible. But I've got to stick to the cycle, guys. That's what I know. That's what the charts are showing me. Hasn't been broken before. Until it gets broken again, I'm not concerned. I'm not bringing that into my analysis. First thing that we're looking at is Bitcoin, the big daddy. It put over 120,000. It put highs of 123,260. So it's in price discovery now. When it's in price discovery, it means resistance, resistance, resistance gets less and less and less as we start getting higher. Why is that? Because the bulls have got control. The bulls have got the pressure. The bulls have got more buy orders than the bears have got sell orders. So we're clearly putting in higher highs and higher lows. That was the first thing that needed to happen. Bitcoin needed to put in new all-time highs. Why was that? Because Bitcoin is the biggest market cap leader we can see. And Bitcoin is 63% of the whole of the crypto market cap. Up here, it was 66% of the whole of the crypto market cap. Now, actually put that into perspective, guys. 63%. So you've got Bitcoin, which has got 63%, and then you've got altcoins, which has got 37%. So you've got 37% of the altcoins. Now, there's millions of altcoins. Within those altcoins, you've got your Ethereums, you've got your Solanas, you've got your XRP, you've got your Dogecoins, you've got your Cardanos, all of these big players, and then add the millions of others, and you put them collectively, and guess what? It doesn't even break the halfway mark of what Bitcoin's capital is. So Bitcoin is the big daddy. That's why we need to look at Bitcoin, because it's the least risk asset. It's the most approved asset. It's a commodity. It's something that started being put in pensions, something that governments are starting to buy up. It is something that's going to be a hedge against inflation. And all of the non-believers over the years, I say this to you, I told you Bitcoin is going to be going into your pension. Whether you like it or not, you're going to be using crypto, whether it's in your bank, whether it's in your pension, whether it's a hedge against any kind of your fiat currency, you will be using crypto and you probably won't even know it. So anybody that hates crypto, I know a few people that hate crypto, and you think that you're not going to be using it, guess what? You are. So Bitcoin dominance dropping. That's the first thing. So we're on the daily chart here. Bitcoin dominance has dropped a key significant level. That was 64%. We talked about that on Brad's channel. This is starting to come down. And when we actually zoom out onto the weekly, you can see that this here is an ascending wedge. Now, an ascending wedge is a bearish pattern, and this thing's been grinding for 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, and it's hit a top. How significant is this top on Bitcoin dominance? How likely are we to drop? Because we talked about this last week on Brad's channel, and a couple of his trader friends said we're not going to get any kind of on-risk rally until September, October. Guys, this chart was telling us something different. This chart was telling us last week on Brad's channel that we needed to drop, and we needed to drop hard. So that's the weekly, guys. And you can see how much we've dropped in 3 candles. This is 3 weeks. Just measure that. In 3 weeks, we've dropped 3.23%. So the Bitcoin dominance has dropped 3.23%. 3.23% from the Bitcoin dominance going down whilst new capital's going into altcoins is a lot of liquidity. And guess what, guys? Look at the size of this candle in comparison to this one, in comparison to this one. And this is where things really start getting interesting, because we do want the Bitcoin dominance to drop. That's the aim of the game. We've got these two here. You've got your 2017 alt season. You've got a big volatile move here that lasted for 23 weeks. So we've got 23 weeks down here. And that come back down to the bottom of this channel, or the bottom of this wedge. Then we had a push up. We had a push up. What is this? This is the Bitcoin season. Until we get to the top, and then this is 2021. And then we had a 20-week alt season to the bottom. Altcoins run longer than that. We had narratives runs. So what happens is liquidity comes out of one narrative, goes into the other narrative, but it creates a consistency. So the total market cap doesn't keep increasing when you go from narrative to narrative. It just changes from one thing or one asset class to another asset class. So it's important when your narrative runs, make sure you take profits. When your narrative doesn't run, one thing that you shouldn't do is take the money out of the thing that hasn't run and put it into the thing that has run. And that's one of the biggest mistakes people make in crypto. So the 2021 alt season, this big drop here, 20 weeks. And this is what we're waiting for, guys. And it is going to be diminishing as the crypto market starts progressing. But look at the size of these drops here. Look at the size of these drops here. And if we did manage to get to the bottom, of here, that is a drop 35%. Look at this one candle here. That's tiny. Imagine dropping all the way down here. That is what an alt season looks like. That is what an on-risk rally looks like. And that is what we're waiting for. So firstly, Bitcoin, new highs, confidence. Secondly, dominance coming down, risk curves changing. People are coming out of Bitcoin. People are going into altcoins. People are starting to put fresh capital into altcoins, which is eating away at the market cap, increasing the altcoin market cap and bringing the dominance down. Now, what's the main thing that brings the dominance down, guys? Of course, it's going to be the second biggest market cap leader. Of course, it's Ethereum. And you can see, look what Ethereum's doing. You've got Bitcoin here, got Bitcoin here, you've got Ethereum here. This is on the weekly chart. Zoom back into the daily. You can see Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. See, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Ethereum's putting in new highs. How can we really get confirmation that there's a risk curve from Bitcoin to Ethereum? We look at the next chart, which is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. And this is what we were talking about. And this is what's getting me excited, guys. All of these pictures, all of these charts need to collectively paint a picture. And that's what they're doing now. They're all collectively painting a picture. We haven't had a bad one yet. We haven't had one to say that's invalidated anything. This is looking good. We needed a break above here. We've broken above the 200 daily moving average. And guess what? This is Bitcoin season. That's the Bitcoin grind. This is Ethereum season. This is the Ethereum grind. Within Ethereum season, you get your on risk alt season. So look how far down we are here. Look how far we've got to come down. So that's looking good. We've got loads of room there. Ethereum starting to outperform. That's a tick. US dollar tether. Get down, get down, get down. That's what we wanted. We wanted to drop from here. We wanted to reject from here. And we followed this along. Absolutely perfect. So the US dollar tether, the dominance of the US dollar tether is getting weaker. Why is it getting weaker, guys? Does it mean that there's less? No, it means that people are spending their tether and they're putting it into altcoins. And then it's people buying new tether, using that tether and putting it into more altcoins. So it's existing people, and then it's the new retail that are also putting it in. And what that does is it creates a consistency where money's coming out of the altcoins, out of the stable coins, going into the altcoins, which increases the market cap of the altcoins and decreases the market cap of the stable coins, because people are going on risk, people are spending their stable coins. That's exactly what we want. So is alt season happening next week? Is it happening the week after? We're going to talk about when my confirmation of alt season is very shortly. But there's one thing that we do need a rejection from, and this is the DXY. It's not concerning me until we come above here, 99.412. But if we get a rejection here at the 50 period moving average, and then another move to the downside, that is going to be rosy for crypto. Next thing we look at is time in the market. So I'm going back into the weekly, and we can see, sorry for showing this all the time, but there's new people that haven't watched this channel yet. We measured the previous markets to try and identify and get an indication when the last or when the bull market's going to end this year in 2025. And we looked at the previous cycles. You can see this one here, and I'll just zoom in just to show you that I'm getting the bottoms. You've got here January 2025, January 2015. So you've got January 2015, that was where the bottom was. You got the top up here, 11th December 2017. And you can see what that created was 152 weeks. 152 weeks during that cycle. Then you've got a bear market. We'll just zoom into this one. You can see there's the top of the bear market. There's the bottom of the bear market. That lasted for 1 year exactly, 52 weeks. So you got 152, you got 52. Next one, 152, right from the bottom, just so I can show you. There's the bottom. There's the top, 152 weeks. So you got 152, 52, 152. And guess what? Bear market, you've got 52 weeks. So I used these previous two bull markets to identify exactly when the cycle's going to end if we have a consistency of the previous two cycles. And guys, it probably won't end on the day here. However, it gives us wiggle room and it gives us an estimation because you're not taking all of your money out on the one day. You're looking to scale out your position, guys. Otherwise, you will get hit. You'll get hit hard because you don't know when the market's going to crash. So by taking 10%, 20%, 30%, 15% off the table during a period of 10 to 12 weeks, what happens if the market crashes and you're in week 8? That means you've got 8 weeks worth of gains to capitalize on. Don't worry about the rest. So it is about banking what you can during the course of a bull run. And if it's going to run fast and it's going to run hard, it's going to be harder to start taking profits and it's going to mess with your mind, guys. You're going to think that your crypto is going to keep going up and keep going up. So what is the estimation for the 152 weeks? We've got 13 weeks left. So we've got 13 weeks left until the end of this cycle is broken. Doesn't mean, guys, it can't go further than that. It just means that the 152 week cycle is broken once we get past there. So until the cycle's broken, I'm sticking with the cycle. That's all the analysis that I can go by. I'm a technical analyst. I show you what's in front of me. Why would I say that there's going to be a super cycle? Super cycles are a narrative that has been driven onto crypto, that's been driven onto retail, and it was before crypto, guys. It's stock market days. Diamond hands, that's a word that's been driven into retail. They make you believe that you need diamond hands, and if you haven't got diamond hands, you're not going to be rich. Why is that? Because you are their exit liquidity. Don't think diamond hands. Don't think super cycle. Think what's in front of you at any given time. So the VIX, how confident are we within the S&P? This is the main thing, guys. The S&P is an important thing. And when we're up high, that creates uncertainty. So when we're high, it's bad. Zoom back into the daily. When we're high, it's bad. When we're low, it's good. When we're low, what happens to the S&P? All-time highs. We've got low conviction. We've got all-time highs in the S&P. As far as risk on's concerned, within the stock market, we are risk on. We put in all-time highs. After this big, horrible crash, we got a V-shaped recovery, put in all-time highs. Bitcoin followed. Guess what? We're waiting for the rest of them. We're waiting for this, the total 3. Now, this is the last confirmation for my alt season, a break and a close of total 3, which is the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin, excluding Ethereum. And we are now 19.47% away. That's 19.47% away from me scaling out of my crypto position over a period of 10 to 12 weeks. That's how I'm doing it, guys. And I'm going to chuck another couple of other charts into the mix because we've got the others here. Others is the top, the crypto market cap excluding the top 10, so excluding the blue chips. So excluding the top 10, you can see we're starting to make that rally. But when you look down the risk curve, you can see how far this thing's come. 38.2% retracement. You look at total 3, that one's from here, 61.8% retracement. So total 3 is less risky because it's all of the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin, excluding Ethereum. So it includes Solana, includes Cardano. Others doesn't. So you can see you've got 38.2% retracement on others. You've got 61.8% retracement on total 3 because that's less risky. And then when you go to Bitcoin, of course, got all-time highs. When you look at the stock market, of course, we've got all-time highs. Can you see that Bitcoin and the stock market are the least risky assets, and we need to go from the least risky into more on-risk assets when the conditions are met? So the others, it's got a bit of catching up to do, but it is getting confidence. You can see we're running. And the last thing, guys, and this is an important metric, and we're not there yet. This is the others chart against, so everything outside the top 10 against Bitcoin. And you can see that Bitcoin's been grinding these things and grinding these things. And we're starting to make a little bit of a move here. We've got one resistance barrier to come past. This barrier, 2, should I say. this barrier. Once we get past here, and once we break the 200 moving average at 0.0139, then altcoins are really going to start outperforming Bitcoin. So, guys, that's what I mean about a picture, a collective picture where we paint it and understand exactly what's happening across all different metrics, across all different charts, to understand and gain with a higher probability what's going to happen next. So I've been calling for alt season. Everybody's saying alt season's cancelled. I've been showing you on the charts, guys, for the last 6 months. These things need to happen. Dominance needs to drop. The dollar needs to get weaker. Bitcoin needs to put in new all-time highs. Ethereum needs to outperform Bitcoin. ETFs, guys, Ethereum ETFs are starting to get more inflows than what Bitcoin is sometimes now. That's showing the change in risk curve, but that's showing the change in risk curve outside of us degens that are inside crypto. That's the stock market and BlackRock and all that kind of thing. So even they're going from Bitcoin to Ethereum, and the inflows are starting to go in on Ethereum now. So it is getting quite exciting, guys. And I'm going to be with you here on the way, because it isn't just a case of calling the bull market. It's a case of playing the bull market. And it's more importantly, that exit strategy. That's what I'm going to hone on. So if you did enjoy this video, guys, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. I've just lost one there. Thank you for that. Trying to get 9,600 by the end of the day. So help me out with that, guys. I'm going to be doing more videos during the course of the day. I'm going to do videos every single day during the course of the next couple of weeks to keep you updated, because now is the important time within crypto. Take care of yourself. Goodbye from me.